What's going on YouTube? Zariah here, and today you're on the Zariah Speaks channel. The topic for today is being alone is not a bad thing. Let's get right into it. So, alone time is good because it provides an opportunity for self-reflection, personal growth, and rejuvenation. So, what do I mean about self-reflection? You can look back a week or a month or however long and look back on what you did, the things you did, and see if they're valuable or see if they're a liability. When you look back and you self-reflect, you can see what worked in the past, and so you can continue to do that, and so your future can be better. Personal growth. That's kind of it right there. You look back on the past and you see what's working. And if it's working, you keep doing it, and you're going to keep growing. You're going to keep going up. And then rejuvenation. When you are by yourself, you are not socially stimulated. You're not overly stimulated. Your mind can relax. Your mind can sort of detox. You're not here around anyone. You can just rejuvenate, become better, and recover your mind and your body. When you're alone, you're able to recharge, balance your emotions, and develop a better understanding of yourself. Very good point. You're able to recharge. That's the rejuvenation. If you're always out and about in public, you're always around 1,000 people, your social battery is going to be drained. And so when you spend time alone, either meditating or reading a book or watching funny videos, your body and your mind rejuvenates and recharges. Balance your emotions. So when you're alone, you can better handle your emotions. You're not snapping on nobody. You're not anxious around anybody. If you're anxious alone, you can prepare and deal with it better than say you were anxious in the middle of a million people. You know what I'm saying? If you're sad, you can deal with it better by yourself for the most part. Some people might need people when it comes to sadness, and that is okay. If that's you, that is perfectly fine. But when you're alone, you typically can handle your emotions better. And then develop a better understanding of yourself. When you're alone, you know what you like to do. You know what makes you happy. You know your hobbies. You know what keeps you going. You know what keeps you going day to day. And so with that overview, let's get into the first point on why being alone is not a bad thing. And that is self-discovery. Time alone allows you to explore your thoughts. When you're alone, I know this is kind of an extreme example, but for people who go to jail and prison and they're in a cell all day, they have nothing but thoughts. And that's kind of what you could do outside of jail without getting arrested and stuff. When you sit in your room, you explore your own thoughts. You come up with new ideas. And that's a good thing. Let's get into the second point on why being alone is not a bad thing. The second point is increased creativity. When you're alone, your mind can wander freely, generating new ideas. It's very hard to think around a lot of people, especially when it comes to generating new ideas and creative ideas. You really get as creative as you can when you're alone. When you're in your Zen flow, when you're in that mode by yourself, you can brainstorm things. You can brainstorm video ideas, drawing, painting ideas, song ideas, movie ideas, book ideas. So yeah, when you're alone, you have increased creativity. The third reason on being alone is not a bad thing is stress reduction. Taking time for yourself can help you relax and de-stress. That's a given. When you're by yourself, you can light a candle in your room. You can light an incense, put on a favorite movie or some funny videos on YouTube or TikTok and just relax and de-stress. The fourth point, improved focus/productivity. Without distractions, you can concentrate better on tasks. That's true. Say you need to get a project done. Are you going to do it in your room? Or are you going to go into the middle of your state fair and try and do it? It just doesn't make sense. So you realize how productive you are when you're alone. Once you realize that, you're going to want to be alone most of the time. Yeah, I'm going to say something at the end if I remember. But yeah, let's get to the fifth point before I say that. Personal development. You can pursue individual interests and hobbies without accommodating others. This is a good one. If you enjoy your time alone, you can pursue individual interests and hobbies. You don't need 1,000 people with you to have a good time. You don't need 15 people with you to go to the bar and drink. You don't need 20 people to go to the club. Once you find enjoyment in yourself, that's when true peace and happiness comes from. And this is what I was going to talk about when I said I'm going to leave it to the end. But this is very important. I used to believe that I needed people to have fun. I didn't really like alone time. I didn't really like spending time to myself. I always wanted to do something with, my friends and, a girlfriend or whatever, family, relatives. But once I realized that alone time is very valuable and time itself is very valuable, that's when that's when my mindset shifted. Now these days, I love being alone. I love staying in the house. I love staying out of trouble. I love not being in confrontations. And so I say all that to say, if you're alone right now, it's okay. If you're lonely right now, it's okay. Things do get better. So keep pushing, never give up. That's all I have to say. Keep pushing, never give up. If you're lonely, if you're alone right now, things will get better once you put in the work, once you keep going day by day. If you're actually trying, things will get better. And so that's all I have for this YouTube video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you hit that like button. If you got something to say, hit that comment button. Hit that subscribe button. And if you found this video informative, please share with your friends and relatives. Thank you. XO.